Hello everyone, my name is Nokuhle and today's video is about the implications of carpooling or giving your colleagues a lift. Whether it is something that is formalized or a mere, oh, can I grab a ride? And you say yes, but it happens to be every single day. I would suggest that you watch this video because this could save you from any nasty surprises that could catch you in the long run.
My name is Nokuhle and I'm a personal finance creator. Some of the videos I've made include how to buy shares, top 10 affordable cars, how to file your taxes, side hustles, interviews, you name it, I've done it. Note, these videos do not constitute financial advice. My aim is to plant the idea, it's up to you to water it. And if you enjoy my content, please tip me with a like, comment and subscription.
Alright, let's be frank. Not everyone will buy a car in their first year of work, whether it's because their salary doesn't allow them, or maybe they don't have a license, or they have other more urgent things to pay for, like supporting their family. Whatever the case may be, you might find that there will be people in your workplace who do not have cars, or you might be the person without the car. So this might result in you using public transport or carpooling, or a combination.
Okay, let's take a step back and actually define what carpooling is. I'm using ChatGPT, but you should really use the definitions in your insurance premium for whatever car or insurance you use. So carpooling in general is when multiple individuals come together and share a single vehicle. So when you guys use one car and there's many of you going in a similar direction. And some of the reasons people might consider carpooling is reduced traffic congestion. So carpooling reduces the number of vehicles on the road. Reduced stress, so passengers can relax and enjoy the ride rather than having to focus on driving. Reduced parking costs, improved air quality because less vehicles means fewer emissions, and increased social interaction. Carpooling allows passengers to socialize and connect with others.
Alright, for things to consider, I've got 6 things on my notebook. The first one being insurance. The question is, to declare or not to declare. If you declare, your insurance premiums could go up, which means you might be paying more because you are a higher risk. There's more than one person in the car, and insurance views this as a higher risk. Now, I know a lot of people don't really want to pay an additional amount, even if it's 100 Rand, because you know what does it matter? But if you choose to not declare, you run the risk of having any insurance claim that you ever process getting rejected. Why? Because you haven't been 100% truthful. And it really sucks because you know what, guys? Insurance, as much as you think they're like this heavenly God who's trying to protect you and look out for you, insurance is a business. So they will always, by all means, try to not pay you out. So if you leave out one thing or you lie about one small thing, even if it's not the cause of the accident, they are allowed to reject your claim. So don't give them a reason to reject it, okay? Rather be upfront and be honest and tell them if you are in a carpooling arrangement. Also, in accidents, people panic, and when people panic, they speak the truth. They overspeak. They speak things that they weren't even asked. So your passenger could actually tell on you and say, oh my word, I don't know why we got into an accident this morning. This never happens. We always have such a smooth journey. And then boom, that's how they catch you. Go to, this passenger wasn't a random passenger. They're always in this car. And remember, guys, I don't know, it might differ from insurance to insurance, but if you do something for a period of 30 days, it is considered something that you need to let your insurance know about.
Head of Client Relations at Outsurance also said that a once-off trip does not affect your policy.
Number 2, fuel. You will use a lot more petrol or diesel when you have more people in the car. The more weight in your car, the more fuel consumption. This one is pretty obvious, and a lot of people will usually use this as a way to charge people. They'll say, oh, I was using 500 Rand fuel a week. Now I'm using 550. Just pay me the 50 Rand. Stick around and I'll tell you why that 50 Rand isn't really the only additional price that you're paying. 3, consider your travel claim. So some companies provide their employees a travel claim. Ask yourself, is your passenger claiming the same amount as you, and are they handing over the full amount to you? Or if you're not actually taking them on the full journey, like, are they at least giving you like a pro rata amount? Like if they only come with you for 10 kilometers, are they giving you 10 kilometers worth of their travel claim? This is something to think about. Or are they just paying you their taxi fare? Remember, when you get a travel claim from your company, it's usually at a higher rate than what you would pay if you're using public transport. So just make sure that you and your passenger have agreed upon whatever reimbursement, whether they're paying you what they would have paid in the taxi or in the car train, or if they're paying you that 4 Rand something SARS rate that we get from our companies.
Quick heads up, here's an article from Santam which displays the different types of carpooling arrangements. So the most common one is the specific driver carpool. So one person is driving and passengers pay a weekly or a monthly rate. Then there's the alternating carpool, so every week a different person is driving. There's a side hustle carpool and the employer carpool.
Here's another article from Motor Select that says if you make a profit from your Live Club, it could be considered a commercial transaction and your insurance policy might need to change to business use because a lot of you are on personal use. And then it also says that motorists need to be aware that personal insurance policies will not assume liability for fare-paying passengers. So if you're in an accident, you personally could be held liable for any injuries and damages.
Number 4, my favorite, wear and tear. Guys, this is like the hidden cost that everyone sort of forgets about, but it's actually quite an expensive cost. Wear and tear, and by this I mean how often your car is used. So on average, a car is meant to travel about 15,000 kilometers a year, and that's why you'll service either at 15,000 kilometers or a year, whichever one you hit first. However, you will find that in some instances people are doing more than 15,000 kilometers a year. Like myself, I actually calculated I do 25,000 kilometers a year approximately, and the only year I did 15,000 was during the COVID year because half the year I was in the house. But I do 25,000 kilometers, meaning I service every 7 months. Now, if I were to give someone a lift every day, even if it's just like a short 10-kilometer detour, I could easily climb up to 30,000 kilometers per year, which means I have to service twice in 1 year. Now, whether you've got a service plan or not, servicing more than once a year will actually chow you. Like, there will come a point where you actually feel it in your pockets, because service plans will probably run up until 45,000 kilometers, and then after that you actually have to pay out of pocket, or you have to extend and pay more. These are some of the costs that people don't consider when they're carpooling. All right, and the fifth thing to consider when you're giving someone a lift is your comfort. I know this seems like a very petty thing, but as a driver, or let me speak for myself, my car is probably one of my safest spaces, okay? This is where I call my boyfriend, whether it's in the morning or in the evenings. This is where I call my little brother. This is where I vent. You know, something happened at the office. This is where I call and I'm like, you will not believe, oh my word, you know. This is also where I listen to new albums. If Beyonce's dropped a new album and I want to check it out, this is my place to listen to it. Some people listen to gospel, some people will pray or will like meditate in their car. Obviously they won't close their eyes, I hope, but this is your safe space. This is also where you listen to podcasts if you're someone who likes those. So when you have someone else in your car, you're not able to do this as freely as you should be able to. And it's not to say that your passengers make it uncomfortable. No, you know, guys, like it doesn't matter who the passenger is. Some things you just can't do. Also, what happens when you guys fight? Like, you guys fight in the office, now you must come back in my car. I mean, personally, you can't get in my car and now we're like, sorry, out, this is my car, my rules. No. Number 6 and the last one is that some people are new drivers. So if you bought a car, like now that you started your new job, you could still be a pretty new driver, which means you're not that confident in your skills yet. You're still learning. And I promise you, the best way to learn, believe it or not, is when you're alone. Because when you're alone, all you're thinking about is yourself and your car. When there are other people in the car, there is so much pressure. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks like this, but I'm always like, if I've got people in my car, I'm like, it's not just one life anymore. It's 6 lives. But if you are alone, it's a lot easier. Even the car feels lighter, so you can take sharp curves. You know, my insurance better not be watching this. You can take sharp curves. You can, you know. Trust me, when it's time, you will know. Alright, so that's it for the things to consider. Now I'm just going to move on to other pointers. I've just got a few things. When people are running late, this could be the driver or the passenger. When people are running late, they actually impact the other person's schedule. Another thing, people wanting to stop somewhere after work, could be the passenger, could be the driver, but it inconveniences the other person, even if it's just to grab bread, that stop adds on at least 7 minutes into your journey. Some people need to actually get home super urgently. Or what happens, because usually in cases of carpooling, the driver has more power, or so it may seem. The driver will stop whenever they want to stop, but as soon as the passenger asks, can we just stop so I can get bread, it's a simple no. That's not fair, okay? That's not an equal relationship, especially if someone is paying. Like, don't make it seem like you're doing someone a favor by carpooling with them if they are paying. And then lastly, car etiquette. Some people don't like people eating in their car. Some people don't like people drinking in their car. You know, like small things, touching the radio, the type of music you guys listen to. So in closing, the next time someone says, can't you just give us a lift to the rank? It's the least you could do. Send them this link so that they understand that a no is not because you're mean. A no is not because you don't want other people to experience convenience. You might just be saying no because there are other things that you need to factor in that they might not be aware of. And this video is not meant to discourage people from carpooling. Carpooling is great, guys, especially because it actually helps with the emissions, greenhouse gas emissions and all of that. And also just a nice way to bond. But you know what? The fact is there are things that need to be considered, and if you're going to enter into this blindly, you could find yourself in a very bad situation, and no one can help you because you know what, you're an adult, you signed your insurance policy, you knew what you were doing. Even if you claim that you didn't, they don't care. So be careful, be assertive, and don't let people bully you. And as a passenger, please remember to be respectful. Please remember to respect boundaries and continuously check if someone is still comfortable with the arrangement, the price you're paying, and all of that. And remember, just because you've got things that you need to pay for that are more urgent does not give you the right to guilt trip other people who have actually chosen to buy cars. We are all adults and we are all earning essentially the same if we're in the same role, like similar roles. So what you do with your money and what someone else does with their money is up to both of you guys. So yeah, just keep that in mind, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Also side note, your company is not allowed to force you guys to carpool. Your company or your manager is not allowed to actually suggest carpooling on your behalf. That's your car, you're paying for it, that's your installment, comes out of your account every single month. Okay, don't be bullied. And if you're scared, just send your manager this email. No, not this email, this link, and they can watch me and tell them to like, comment, and subscribe so I can get paid whilst I speak on your behalf, because you know what, you and me, we're friends and we're gonna do this thing right.
If you enjoyed this video, please tip me with a like, comment, and subscription.